Leafs and the New York Islanders in a matinee. In the starting lineup, brought to you by Molson, official beer sponsor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs will start David Kampf at center ice between Matthew Nyes and William Nylander on the right side. And it is Myers with Riley on the defense, and Joseph Woll gets the call in goal for the Maple Leafs this afternoon. He's 10-6-0 with a 2.57 goals against average, .909 save percentage. Ilya Sorokin, 11-11-4. The workhorse for the Islanders, 2.96 his goals against average. As we get set with the opening faceoff dropped, and we're underway, and glad you're along with us. Islanders send it down into the Leaf zone, and Wall's out of the cage to play it. Now wondering where to slap it around the boards. Got it to Nylander, and Kemp got it to the blue line, but not out. Cleared back in again, and then a errant pass by Wall into the corner. A turnover is pushed back to the blue line and kept in now by the Islanders with a long shot taken by Noah Dobson that is corralled. And we've got Myers shoving a little bit at the side of the goal. The face-off coming in the Toronto end. And a lot of changes to the Leaf lineup.
Yeah, and one is the start time. Two, not the lineup.
It's not 7 o'clock?
Do you ever remember a 2 o'clock game here?
No, because this is a 1 o'clock game.
See? Answer the question.
No.
And then we'll go to 1 o'clock.
Answer your question, no. But I have immediate reflections on a 1 o'clock start.
Thank God my dad told me yesterday it was 1 o'clock. I honestly said, I don't remember many 2 o'clock games. No. And he said, isn't it at 1? And I went, oh.
I don't remember many of them either.
I better get there early.
Leafs bring it through center. Here's Tavares in. A shot that went off a leg and bounces to the blue line. We might still be home. Long shot is kicked away by Sorokin as it goes into the near corner. Big hit there. No penalty, and the Islander player is hurt. Down into the corner it goes, and down and heading to the bench is Palmieri after taking a pretty good whack on the near boards.
He went face first into the glass.
Leafs don't get it out. Tavares playing it to the line, blocked there by the Islanders, who keep it in with a pass in front. That was blocked in front of the goal. Benoit now trying to move it around the boards, and Marner finds an opening to get it to the right wing side, where Timmins will flip out into the center ice area. Leafs get it through neutral ice. Played in on the left wing then by McMahon, but he couldn't get good control of the puck. Takes a pretty good run there at George, the defenseman, and it is played back to the Leaf zone. Tanev to the left wing side. Brought out at center ice now and shot down into Islander territory. Around back at the net, Robertson reverses the puck. Domi couldn't help him out. And the puck is along the near boards as the Islanders will flip it out into neutral ice. Robertson restores for Toronto, and McCabe will get it ahead. McMahon up ahead for Domi. Leafs in the midst of a change as it's shot in. Reeves into the forecheck. Won't get there in time to deliver any kind of a hit. And Dobson starts back for the Islanders as they play it down into the Leaf zone. Myers chasing after it in the far corner as it's rung around the boards, and Noah Dobson pinches in to keep it alive. McLean trying to get it back behind the net dead, but Morgan Riley was there first for the Leafs. Got it ahead. Nice little touch pass by Lorenz to allow Dewar to get it out, but then it's stolen back and rolled down in on goal, and Wall will cover up and stop play here for the Maple Leafs.
And Leafs have got to be careful. Connor Dewar turns the puck over here. He had room to chip it up the right wing side to get it out of the zone and into the Islander zone. Instead, tried to skate 2 more strides with it, knocked off his stick and back the other way. And you remember last game? Turnover against Washington, ended up in the back of the Leaf net.
Pontus Holmberg and Oliver Ekman-Larsson scratched because of the flu bug. And, of course, Austin Matthews, who has been practicing, and there was some speculation he might play Thursday, but not in the lineup. And so the Leafs center ice is David Kampf, Max Domi, and Connor Dewar.
We'll give you those numbers in a minute.
Played back to the point. Grabbed off there by Benoit. Purposely shot it wide to the far angle. It comes in front of the net. Nylander couldn't get a stick on it. And out come the Islanders, flipping it into the right wing corner. Bo Horvath centers in front and a quick shot from an angle, and Wall had to be alert there as Anthony Duclair snuck in there and got a nice quick centering pass.
Yeah, and this was just a simple play. Chip it in, go after it, and throw it out front to somebody that's not covered. If you go through, now in fairness, David Camp, Max Domi, Connor Dewar have all been injured this year. But if you go centermen 2 through 4, they've combined for 4 goals. The Islanders, lines 2, 3, and 4, centermen have combined for 22. So that's where you better be good defensively if your goals aren't going to come easy at the other end.
Marner in the center ice area, backpedals into his own zone, finds McCabe on the left wing, and he'll launch it high into Islander territory. Back behind the net, Nelson playing it around on the boards. The Leafs intercept. Here's Tavares back to the point, and a shot deflected by Pacioretty, went well wide into the far corner. Got it back to the point again. Walking the line with it was Riley to the near side, and a whistling shot there by Tanev went wide. Leafs getting it back to the blue line again. Marner trying to make a pass, has a go to Tanev. He closes with a shot, and a glove save made by Ilya Sorokin, who will stop play and bring a face-off in the Islander zone to the left.
A pretty good break by Mitch Marner, right? Tried to throw it to the slot, off the skate, and right onto the stick of Chris Tanev. If I'm not mistaken, is Tanev not the last Leaf defenseman to score? And that was a game in Tampa. You remember he snuck down from the point and beat Andrei Vasilevsky?
I believe you are correct, sir. Boy, it was... We had asked each other why nothing had been done on the passing of, notables Ron Ellis and Pete Conacher. The ceremony that they had before the game will encompass, and they'll do this on a regular basis. Unfortunately, it's just a fact of life. Alumni that pass in the calendar year. Here's Domi in on the right side, driving the net, got it in front of the goal, but Robertson couldn't deliver a shot. Robertson in the corner, working diligently with it there, plays it back to the point. Shot coming from Myers was well wide. Domi against the near boards, tried to center, and an easy shot by Robertson was steered wide by Sorokin. It's cleared out into the center ice area and chopped down into Toronto zone. We'll give the list to you when we get a stoppage of play, because there were some real notables. One of the all-time great Maple Leafs, and games played, points and everything, and Ron Ellis passing away this summer as well. Pelech for the Islanders gets it up on the left wing. Rink wide pass for McLean. Tried to play it into the slot, and it was just tipped away, and now Nyes trying to gather up a loose puck and dust through center ice. Got it in across the line. Nylander's trailing, and Nyes tried to go from his backhand to forehand, but it didn't quite reach his stick as it was knocked away, and Sorokin has an easy cover. Pete Conacher, Jerry James, who was a two-sport star, played for the Canadian Football League as well. Larry McIntyre, Donnie Marshall, whose career more punctuated with the Montreal Canadiens. Paul Masnick, Eddie Chadwick, one of our all-time favorite goaltenders. Last goaltender to ever play every game for the Toronto Maple Leafs in a season. Tim Ecclestone, Sergei Berezin, who passed way too early suddenly, and of course Ron Ellis, all honored here this afternoon. Leafs keep the puck in with a shot just wide of the net. It came across in front of the goal, and it rolled just wide. McCabe can't keep it in. It comes out at center ice, and Tanev will get it back for Tavares, who drops it back. Leafs are in the midst of a change as Marner goes to the bench, and the Leaf defense will stretch things out as the Islanders do likewise. Brought to center ice by Jake McCabe. Steven Lorenz, if he didn't hurt himself the other day with his leg, may have almost ruined his career there trying to straddle the blue line. Passed through, went wide of the Leaf goal. Back to the point, kept in by the Islanders. Near point for Mayfield. His shot was deflected wide of the goal. Riley back of the net, runs into a traffic jam. Connor Dewar couldn't help out. Reeves unable to get to the puck as the Islanders keep it in at the blue line, playing it around back of the net. Good cycling job done here by New York. Dropping it back to the point for Nelson. Nelson into the slot area, tipped away by the Leafs, almost affording Lorenz a breakaway. But it went off another shin pad, or he was away to the races.
do like how much more aggressive that line was in their own end as far as covering the points go. And that's what almost led to the odd man rush after the turnover.
Islanders get it ahead at center. Domi intercepted a pass. Robertson to the left wing side. Benoit will shoot it in. Sorokin leaving it back of his cage. A hit there by Robertson didn't bring out the desired results, and it's shot back into Islander territory. No score. We're approaching 7 minutes played here in period number 1. Second game of this series. They will meet each other on Thursday on Long Island. Brought on now by Domi, who one-hands it deep into Islander territory. Pelech goes back for the puck. Got it around back of the net as Nylander lost his stick and is still searching for it. Finally has retrieved it. And now the Islanders start out with it. Through center ice. Trying to bring it in. Engvall tried to go to the net. That was broken up. It comes back along the boards. Kept in by McLean, who sent a shot wide. Islanders keep it in as it goes around back of the net. Fashing having difficulties against the boards, and Myers trying to chip it back of the net. Had it cut off there by Engvall, the former Leaf. And the Leafs get it up on the wing, but that crowd on that far half boards has kept it in. Long shot directed wide of the net then by Joseph Woll. Back of the net. Riley intercepts. Got it ahead. Leafs trying to find an opening, but then Camp gives the puck away, and then the Islanders do likewise, and out come Toronto to center ice with a pass to center for Nylander. Nylander along with Riley. Nylander gets in over the line and pulls up. Played to the open corner for Pacioretty, who tried to center, and it was knocked away, and the Islanders will get it to the line, but stolen there. Leafs bring him right back in. Tavares right at the blue line, and a penalty coming here against the Islanders. Centering effort blocked, and as it's touched, the Leafs will get the first opportunity on the power play, which is brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy winter the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. It is no score. 11:29 to go. Leafs to the first power play. And the first power play, I believe, against the Islanders this year. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Duclair gets the penalty. The Leafs go to the power play. And this face-off brought to you by Alpine Credits. You own your own home. Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help. Get approved at alpinecredits.ca.
And special teams have not been special for the Islanders. Dead last in the power play and penalty kill this year.
And off the face-off, the Islanders are going to send it down into the Toronto zone. Wall holds onto it long enough to avoid traffic, and now Riley starts out with a pass ahead. Up on the right side, Tavares got it in over the line, and Marner goes after it into the far corner. Poked back at the net. Nyes gets there first, trying to play it back to the blue line, but there was no one there, and the Islanders breaking down the right side, and now Tavares gets back to take it away from Bo Horvat. Horvat will just play it back at the net. Good hustle there by Tavares.
In the last 7 games, the Islanders have only killed off 7 of 15.
Aaron, drop pass, kills off more time. Now Nylander through center, dropping it again, and Marner hits the line with a pass to Nyes on the left wing. Dropped it back to the blue line, tipped into Nylander to the near half boards. Nylander looks in front, still with it, down low Marner. Marner can't make a centering pass, goes back to Nylander. Nylander top of the circle to Marner. Marner on the near half boards again, down into the corner to Willie. Pass in front, off a stick, goes wide of the goal. Nylander back into the slot for Marner to the right wing side, a shot. Big pad save made by Sorokin. Leafs are going to keep it in. Nylander on the left wing boards. Took a shot that goes off a stick, and it's going to carry him around to the far wing, but Marner gets there just to keep it in for a moment, and then it's knocked all the way down the ice by the Islanders. 26 seconds to go in the power play. The Islanders in their last 7 games have given up 7 goals on 15 times short. Looks like they're going to escape this one, though. Rattled around the boards, and down the ice it goes with 10 seconds left in the power play. The Leafs only the 1 shot on goal with the man advantage. Timmins ran into a traffic jam. Puck goes back down into the zone, and the penalty is expired. Here's Domi across the line. works along the line, but then had it poked out at center. He has to go back to neutral ice to restore it. Leafs are changing again. 9:14 to play in a scoreless first. Puck against the boards for Lorenz. He got it in over the line. Islanders are able to come away with it. Reeves looking to get a hit in and did. And the puck comes along the boards and it is shot down into the Toronto zone. Islanders back of the net with Anders Lee trying to come up with it. Lee against the boards back of the net. Pokes it up on the right wing side, and Reeves ran over his man and managed to get it out at center as McLean took a hit there. Barzal into the slot area. Turnover. No. Yes. Yeah, well, no. Islanders get a shot away, and it goes off a stick and up into the screen. Well, it could have. Almost. On about 8 occasions.
4 times, yeah.
No score, Leafs and Islanders. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Had a real treat before the game today as Harry Neal dropped up to visit us. I'd never met Harry. This is Harry Neal. Well, not even junior. This is Harry Neal's grandson. And
Yes.
8 years of age, and David Neal had brought him up to the game, and so we got to show him around a little bit and see where Grandpa used to work a little bit. It was fun.
It was great seeing David. I haven't seen him in a few years.
Yep. They live down in Niagara Falls. And Harry doing well in Buffalo. Played out at center ice. The Islanders go back. Pulock got it ahead to the line. Broken up there by the Leafs. McCabe poked onto the wing, but there is Pulock to send it right back down deeper into the Toronto zone.
This is a perfect game for the Islanders so far. No scoring chances either way. Just be patient.
Shot here goes off a stick and ramps up into the screen.
And
is out of play.
Don't you look at this as one of those games where you say, take control of it. Win it 4-1, 5-1, control it from the beginning, but the Leafs don't come out with any kind of exceptional jump. In fact, they're being outshot 5-4 despite being the team of the only power play so far tonight. And what was maybe the best chance was the one-timer, right, off the right wing circle?
Yep.
Other than that, neither team has had anything outstanding in the way of scoring opportunities.
Nyes can't get the puck out. Long shot had to be stopped by Wall on the turnover. And now Nylander leads to an open wing, and Morgan Riley steps up and is able to launch it down into Islander territory. Round back of the net, Romanov trying to play it up on the wing, and he does. The Islanders break it up with a pass. Almost got through there to Anthony Duclair, but it was stolen back by the Leafs at their own blue line. Now across the line, Myers will play it in deep and around back of the net. Noah Dobson for the Islanders, chipping it along the boards to the line and out. Cizikas in across the line. Casey Cizikas couldn't center. Leafs have it again, and onto the wing it comes for Benoit. He drops the puck blindly, but everybody was going to the bench, so it wasn't a turnover, and Nyes finally finds it and gets it down into Islander territory. That was the absolute epitome of the blind drop pass. There was no one there.
Fortunately,
yes. Shot back into the Toronto end. Chipped along the boards and then gathered up there on the far side by Isaiah George. He got it into the corner. Round back of the net for Bashing. Back to the point. George keeps it alive. He had the winning goal the other night, the Toronto native, as the puck comes free, and the Islanders keep it in. Pulock trying to get it over on the left wing side. A long shot is blockered away by Wall. Backhand to the blue line. One-handed out at center then by the Maple Leafs. McMahon, but to no avail as it's cleared by the Islanders again. McMahon getting it back to center ice, and a lot of the play has been rather ragged and in the neutral zone. Benoit to defense partner McCabe. Round on the boards to the far side. A hit there by Pellick. Freed it up for the Islanders, who have it again on the right wing. Barzal makes a play to get in over the line, and does, and a shot is steered away by Wall off the stick of Noah Dobson, who has jumped into the rush. Leafs have played it out on the backhand down the ice. Icing is going to be called by the linesman on a bit of a gift call. James Tobias and Brad Kovacic are the linesmen. Graham Skeletor and Pierre Lambert are the referees this afternoon.
That whistle went before the puck crossed the goal line, too, didn't it? I guess to avoid any kind of collision. As the face-off comes down to the right of Joseph Wall. New York Islanders come into the game 35 points. Still a point ahead of the New York Rangers, who lost again in Florida last night. They were actually the better team. I decided to stick my nose in to watch it 5 minutes after Florida had taken an early 2-0 lead. It was all Rangers by then. But speaking of Harry Neal, he used to have that line that coming out of a losing streak, you usually lose a couple of games you should have won. We'll see if that rings true with the Rangers.
How about the Montreal Canadiens?
Going to Florida.
Hottest teams in the league, and they're climbing back into at least be a playoff contender in the second half of the season. Errant pass by the Islanders is not icing for some reason, and the Leafs have to go back for it. Myers getting it up on the left wing for Riley. He'll shoot it in. No pressure here as the Leafs are in the midst of a change. Nylander floating around the center of the offensive zone, but they couldn't get him the puck. Now turned back the other way, and Nylander brings it in on the left wing. Stops up at the half boards. Saucered it back, but unable to send the shot to the net was Nyes, and then Nylander had a backhand go trickling just off a couple of sticks and harmlessly wide. Islanders flip it to center ice. Leafs will regroup in their own zone to an open wing. Jake McCabe waiting for teammates to get over the boards. Gets it ahead now, and Nyes down the left wing. Took a bit of a hit, had it knocked off his stick by Hudson Fasching, and the Islanders get it back to the Leaf blue line, but not much deeper than that, as the Leafs will start back up at center. Up on the right side for Nylander, hustling to the front of the net. Domi can't get him the puck, and out come the Islanders the other way. Fasching in over the Leaf line to the left wing side. Long shot, big pad save, but a huge rebound restored by Toronto. And it is Robertson trying to move up ice and won't be able to get around the last defenseman. Puck in the red line area, launched high on a bounce into the Toronto zone with 3:40 to go in a scoreless first period.
The Leafs only 4 shots on goal. 9-4 Islanders.
Played into the Islander zone, around the boards to the near side. Morgan Riley pinched to keep it alive, but the Islanders come away with it. Barzal will stick handle in his own zone and bring it out into neutral ice with a pass on the right wing for Pajot. Tried to return the favor, but it was out of the reach of the centerman. And now the Leafs have it again in their own end. Pacioretty's pass intended for Marner missed him, and it's going to be an icing call and come all the way back into the Toronto end. 3:09 to play in the period. A lot of youngsters in the crowd, which of course one of the reasons I enjoy the afternoon games, because grandkids and kids can come to the game and enjoy it.
As long as they've got good jobs.
Well, child labor is really overblown these days.
And connections.
Yeah. Well, chimney sweeps was always an important job when you were young, especially in England.
Or in the Sioux.
Or in the Sioux.
Couldn't afford to go to Toronto for Leaf games either.
No. Well, there's that too. The Leafs have iced the puck again. There'll be another face-off. Well, if you have grandparents that have tickets.
Like you.
Yeah.
You have them.
Yeah. It's amazing how those can find their way into stockings.
I know nothing of what you speak.
Oh, well, I'm just telling you.
I didn't realize it was such a burden.
Shot blocked by the Leafs. It goes down into the near corner. Good hit there by Riley to free it up for Benoit, but on the backhand pass he finds Tavares. Tavares was backpedaling towards the blue line, then turned and just shot it in as their line needs to be replaced. 2:40 to play in a scoreless first period. Islanders break through center. Siplikov to the line. Makes a nice move to get in on the right wing side. Then ran into a traffic jam as it comes back to the point. A shot was blocked by Tanev. It came right back out in front of the net. And then he has to block another shot from Siplikov in order to kind of bail his team out. Now he's leading the rush. Tanev is everywhere. And across the line for Nylander, a shot. Tanev gets the rebound and plays it around back of the net. Nylander center. They score! David Kemp, high-scoring centerman, makes it 1-0 Toronto.
You mentioned his name already at both ends of the ice, Chris Tanev. Joe, when the Leafs get it into the Islander zone, Tanev gets it at the top of the circle, but there's nobody in front. So instead of trying to Hail Mary and trying to beat the Islander goaltender from the top of the left wing circle, he funnels it back around behind the net, where Willie Nylander picks it off and makes a great pass out front to David Kemp, who is all alone. So Chris Tanev is going to get the secondary assist, but it is a brilliant play after great defensive plays in the Leafs zone.
Second goal in 3 games for David Kemp, which gives him 2 on the season. That's the bad news. But the good news, he's heating up.
Well, I mean, you do expect a little more if you're going to be playing with Willie Nylander and Matthew Knies, right?
Icing call against the Islanders with 1:58 to go.
And I mean, in fairness, he missed a long stretch due to injuries as well, but
and he's never really been
a double-digit goal scorer either.
And he's never really been a second-line centerman or anything of that nature. So, I mean, we had a little fun at his expense, but I'm sure he's quite happy with the output.
But given the opportunity, I think that's where you say, you know what, we're going to give you more, so we need more in return.
Exactly. Yep, good point. Played down into the Toronto zone. Myers flipping it along the boards. Puck scrummed over there by Cizikas. They'll try the other side to Morgan Riley, and Riley comes up the wall, and a nice play by Reeves to get it to Lorenz. He's got a man going to the front of the net. Oh, and it rang off the goalpost. Connor Dewar was sent in there. A couple of great passes, one by Reeves and the other by Lorenz, and the Leafs almost had a second goal.
Connor Dewar not as hot as David Kemp.
No, not at this point. Puck in the offensive zone, though. Reeves chasing after Cizikas, and with minute 8 left, both teams are going to get a change orchestrated here as it's down in the Islander zone. What a great play that Reeves made as he was falling, and then a brilliant pass by Lorenz, and Connor Dewar rang it off iron.
It's the 24th time the Islanders have given up the first goal of a game. Only 14 times have they scored first.
Barzal backpedaling in his own zone. The Leafs have been pretty successful when they've scored the opening goal of the hockey game. Play back down into Islander territory. Mayfield with it now, starting back out at center. Mayfield had it blocked. Tavares brings it back in, hoping for Pacioretty to arrive on the scene, and the drop pass to Marner didn't quite work. Now Marner working along the boards loses it, and out come the Islanders on the left wing side. Barzal trying to get in across the line, but Tanev took it away from him. Marner turns back up ice. Marner dropping it back into his own zone. Now Jake McCabe being bothered on the boards, realizing how much time was left. Now he and Pierre Engvall get into a little hack, whack, and slash exchange as the horn brings an end to the period, with the Leafs scoring the opening goal of the hockey game and leading 1-0.
I don't know if I've seen Pierre Engvall chirp before in a scrum, but he seems to be giving Jake McCabe an earful. And so I just looked it up. When the Leafs do score first, Joey, they are very impressive, 14-2-1.
That's what I said.
Oh, did you say it?
No, I said it was impressive.
No, I
didn't have the numbers.
Yeah, that's why I looked it up.
Earlier we gave numbers all over the place, and if anybody was paying attention, they're all confused.
Welcome to our world.
Welcome to our mathematical world. Yes, exactly. All right. Well, David Kemp from Nylander and Tanev at 17:54 is the only goal of the period. 1-0 Toronto as the Islanders outshot the Leafs in the period 9-6. Jim Taddy and Anthony Stewart standing by. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. An afternoon game on New Year's Eve, and we want to wish all of our listeners a very, very happy and healthy New Year, and hopefully 2025 is a hell of a lot better than 2024.
Or 23.
Or 22.
Whenever COVID started.
Yeah, COVID started.
Which war did things turn around in?
One of my most memorable New Year's Eves was I was a young man. My dad had passed away a couple of years previous, 1967. The National Football League championship game played at Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was minus 13 Fahrenheit, minus 48 Fahrenheit with the wind chill.
The ice bowl?
Ice bowl, and Bart Starr snuck in. But the story is my buddy had quit high school and was working at Inco. My uncle had given me a $100 bill for Christmas, and I had a lot of money in those days. Anyway, my buddy who was working was a Dallas Cowboy fan, and he bet me. Put his hand out. We're going to bet $100 on the game. I thought he'd pull his hand away, but once we shook, I know that was it. So I locked myself in the basement. My mother thought I was having a complete fit, screaming and hollering at the TV. And when Bart Starr snuck it in with 13 seconds left, I vowed I would never wager again. And I haven't.
Did he pay?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Good for him.
Yep. That was even more surprising. Here the Islanders moving right to left on your radio dial. Can't get it out. The Leafs turn the puck over. Look for a man in front of the net. Nice stick handling through. Had it knocked away at the last second by Romanov. Islanders bring it back down in on the Leaf zone. Cizikas into the right wing corner. Tied up there by Anthony, or losing it was Anthony Declare. But a turnover now, and the Leafs in trouble here. Shot, Pat, saving a beauty. Made there by Wall. Another shot, scores! Wall makes the save, but the Leafs don't help him out with the rebound. And it was Nylander who had the puck roll off his stick. And the Islanders from the blue line snap it home, and I think it's Adam Pelech who's going to get credit for the goal.
And Willie Nylander, it was actually, Joe, 2 giveaways. The second one rolled off a stick. He threw away the first one in the corner before that when he tried to play it off the boards, hit a skate. And then there was the big rebound. Boy, and the Leafs are trying to make life miserable for the Islanders. They're going to challenge it. It was offside coming into the zone.
All right.
And I think this goal just sailed right through anybody. I don't think it hit anybody. Cizikas didn't touch it in front. But we shall see. We're waiting to get a replay now of the Islanders' entry into the Leafs zone.
So it's the boys in the video room are having a look at it. And the Leafs video crew has been pretty darn good at this, I have to admit.
Now, right now, what we're getting is everyone else looking at the video.
Yeah,
we haven't seen
now we're going to get the...
Okay, it's Duclair carrying the puck over. Oh, it's outside.
Yes, it is. Yep.
During the play was deemed the play was offside. Please reset the clock to 19:35.
Well, Jordan Bean, Sam Kim, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed.
Yes, Anthony Duclair just in coming over the Leaf line. When guys make that extra move, right? Kind of a little backhand, forehand move to come over the line, enough to hold the puck up. And there's the offside.
You know what would be interesting to watch? And I don't think anybody has ever done this on television. I've never seen it played out. But have a camera in where those guys are watching. And then see, okay, you got the offside, I'll watch. And then you have... Because they obviously had to replay that while play was still going on. As the centering pass here comes into the slot area and it's knocked back to the blue line. The drive wide of the Leaf goal is corralled by the Leafs. Played into the corner and up on the wing, but not out. And it's shot around the far side. I'd love to see what they do and how it is orchestrated on each entry, right? It's got to be every entry and every...
You know what'll happen, though, is they'll say, oh, we missed the offside because we used the camera to put on us.
Smile.
we got to increase the budget here.
played along. It'd be nice if a lot of people increased budgets. Back to the point it comes now. Here's George trying to get a shot away as it goes wide of the net into the near corner. The Leafs have been hemmed in their own end since not giving up a goal. There's a shot right on. Stop. Rebound. Shot over top of the goal. Wall is down and not getting up real quickly, but now he's back on his skates. One of the Leafs has broken a stick. It's Marner. Puck into the far corner for the Islanders. Centering pass. Blocked and shot down the ice. It'll be an icing.
His wall hurt. He seems to be laboring and now leaning over the top of the Leaf net.
Well, we're keeping an eye on it. He's not doing an awful lot over there. He's stretching a little bit, having a little drink of water.
Yeah, it was that last play with a little bit of traffic in front. The puck was chipped over top of the net.
Dennis Hildeby has been brought up, and as the Leafs play a little exchange in the goaltending room. Here are the Islanders keeping the puck in, back to the points. Swept by Romanov to the far wing. The Leafs are able to push it out at center, but it's going to be out of the reach of Tavares. He'll go down after it into the far corner, though. Tavares trying to work out, now gets it back to the point, just kept in by Timmins. Long shot, eye-high gloved by Sorokin, and he's going to hold on.
Now, here's an interesting stat when you look at the New York Islanders, Joey. Since 2016, they've made the playoffs 6 times. Eliminated in the first round twice, second round twice, conference finals twice. But in those 6 years they were eliminated, it was only by Carolina or Tampa.
Real.
Those are the 2 teams they couldn't beat to move on.
Can you say Boston Bruins?
Yes. I'd rather say Ottawa Senators, but
no, yes.
That goes the other way.
Down into the corner in the Leaf zone. Domi and Timmins trying to get to it. Domi does, but his pass comes off his skate, kept in by Pelech. Pelech will play it into the corner and then rattled off the boards by the Leafs out at center ice.
They're going to need something from this line, I think, tonight, Joe, to move on. The Domi line, be a difference maker.
Played out at center, and Domi has it with one man back. Domi in over the line, going to shoot it. That went off the blocker of Sorokin easily. Out back of the Islander goal. Leafs are changing as Lorentz goes into the forecheck a little bit here. Adam Pelech plays it to an open wing, and the Islanders going back to restore it. Lorentz misses man with a hit. Reeves is able to keep it in, and it is going to be rattled around the boards by this fourth line to keep it down into the corner. Myers pinches, but couldn't get his skate on it. And Connor Dewar backing up the pinch makes a good play to get it restored, and the Leafs break it now in over the line. Going to flip it high into the right wing corner. Dewar gets there first to play it around back of the net for Reeves. Reeves tips it back to the blue line. Tanev couldn't do much more than backhand it again into the far corner. Grabbed by Dewar. Back it goes to Nyes. Nyes on a player change. Gets it back to the point. Tanev with a pass in. Oh, and a nice redirect by Nyes. But an equally good save by Ilya Sorokin.
Another great almost set up by Chris Tanev.
Here's Nylander now, working in, dropping back for Nyes, shooting, rebound, stop, rebound, scores! Nyes follows up his own rebound, and the Leafs have a 2-0 lead. But is Willie Nylander in on top of the goalkeeper? The Islanders may be looking at this themselves.
Yeah, Sorokin had a conversation with the referee after it went in. Nylander dropped the puck to Nyes and went to the net. And he is in the blue paint, Joe. And I would not doubt that the Islanders, especially with the fact that they've had trouble scoring goals, Willie Nylander has got a skate on either side of the right pad of Sorokin.
Challenging the play for goaltender interference prior to the goal.
And I think they're going to win this.
I do too.
And there was a goal last night. The Rangers had already used their challenge in Florida. And Shesterkin in that game, Joe, had the puck under his left pad on the post. He got speared. His left pad got speared. It spun him around. The puck came out, and they scored. Couldn't challenge because they'd already used their challenge and weren't successful with it.
So the referees, Pierre Lambert and Gordon Skilleter, are viewing this.
Yeah. But see, now the one thing you could say is, was he pushed in by the Islander defenseman? And the defenseman was Romanov. That kind of latches on to Nylander, and there aren't a lot of places for Nylander to go. He pulls up. Well, he doesn't pull up completely.
This will be interesting. They're showing the goal on the screen, and here we go.
Viewing the play, was determined there was goaltender interference. The puck on the ice, no return, no goal.
All right, all's fair. Love and war and video reviews. Still a great play off the rush, but yeah, Nylander goes in and turns, and there's no way that Sorokin can get over. And we're not saying he would have been able to, but it never gave him a chance. So I think the right call on both what we've seen.
How many goals do you think were scored on you that would have been video review and called back?
I'm going to say at least a dozen could have been icing. Remember the old two-line pass?
Yeah.
A few of those.
Yeah. Anders Lee gets it down into the Islanders' zone. Icing, that's a tough call, though. I mean, you don't know whether to let it go or not.
Yeah.
Played down into the Toronto zone.
No. Going technically, it crossed the goal line.
Yeah, that's right.
The letter of the rule.
Exactly. We're going to get an icing here against Toronto. And I almost had it, too.
Had my arm up and everything.
Everything, yeah. Goalies always used to do that,
yeah,
right?
I know.
Give the defenseman an idea that it's going to be icing. Sure.
It's one of the coolest things about playing goal is being able to do that. Like, you knew. You're just telling your defenseman, hey, I see what the linesman's got his arm up. And now you got the hybrid icing, so just skate as hard as you can and hope you hear a whistle.
Draw one by the Islanders. Back to the point. George took a shot right on. Big rebound in front. Good play there. Leafs defenseman Jake McCabe tied up Palmieri and didn't allow him a rebound chance in front of the net. Islanders back in their own zone. Launch it out at center. Leafs lead 1-0 here. In the period, we've had 2 goals, one by each team, reversed by video review. Puck in the center, in the slot area, dropped back for Pelech, played into the corner, lost to Tavares. Tavares plays to an open wing. Pacioretty trying to get to the line, but couldn't get to center to shoot it in, but rolled it into the zone, and Tavares is onto it again. Tavares coming out of the corner, has it on his stick, still with it as he works back to the blue line, trying to get to the forehand, and he dished it off there to Riley, who shot it wide. Riley with it on the left point, shot blocked away by Sorokin. Kept alive by Tavares, back of the net. Boy, Tavares is so good along the boards, isn't he?
I mean, this whole sequence is started by him getting it on the forecheck.
And a drop pass made by Myers came all the way back out into the center ice area, and Marner had to go back for it. Now Myers, a bank pass deflects down into Islander territory, allowing the Leafs to get a change of players going. Toronto 1, the Islanders no score. Off a stick, it's gone high into the Toronto end. Tanev is able to play it along the boards, but not chip ahead then for Domi. Into the near corner with Tanev getting there first. Got it up on the boards for Robertson. Now Tanev gets it freed up again, and it is McCabe finding Domi on the right side. Offside, says the linesman. As Robertson was breaking through the middle and may have been a half stride early trying to get into the zone. The Leafs with a 1-0 lead on a goal by David Camp in the first period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. 1-0 Toronto. 13:35 to play second period, sorry. Draw outside the Islander blue line. Sorry.
I believe since 2000, the Islanders have only had 2 top 3 picks since 2000. They were Rick DiPietro and John Tavares. So 2000 and 2009. Are they still paying
Rick DiPietro? That contract went on forever.
I think he and Bobby Bonilla are on the same.
Yes.
On the same payment plan.
Down into the Leaf zone it goes. Riley corralling in the far corner. Got it ahead, but out of the reach of Bobby McMahon. Islanders turn back up ice and bring it in over the line. McLean with a shot that has deflected up into the screen. And play is stopped with a face-off coming in the Toronto zone.
One great thing about seeing the New York Islanders come to town is seeing Butch scoring.
Yes.
Who many people blame for having trade deadline shows.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe the greatest acquisition ever at the trade deadline.
Yep. Well, yeah, it was because of that.
Yep.
And now I don't believe that they won the cup the year they got him.
Yes.
Or was it the
yes.
following year?
I believe they did. Yeah. And then they went on the roll, right?
4 in a row.
Yep. Barzal with a shot to the net, deflected wide of the goal. It's back of the goal, and Tanev is down and hurt.
Boy, did that catch Tanev?
It must have. He's up and skating back to the bench. But he's going to go in for repairs and head to the dressing room.
In typical Chris Tanev fashion, just takes his helmet off. It's like he either spit out his mouth guard or some teeth.
Well,
Jake McCabe's already done that.
Yeah. Ice crew's out cleaning up some blood or whatever. It wasn't a lot on the ice, but he is a warrior, though, isn't he? My goodness.
And I mean, this is tough because Anders Lee just moves out of the way at the last second, catches Tanev in the face. He doesn't miss a stride.
The gum comes out. No, the gum came out.
Yeah, covered in blood. I mean, he ended up looking like a character in a video game, didn't he? Just, all right, now I gotta... guys, hold on. I'll be a couple minutes here.
Yeah. Trying to drag things out for a couple of minutes. I'll be right back.
Twice he didn't apologize to the Islander bench for the delay.
Now a turnover in the Leaf zone. Pad save made by Wall. That was a dangerous pass. It went off a stick, and then a great opportunity in front. Pajot ringing the boards around to the far side. The Islanders have been the better team here in the second period territorially as they play it around back of the net. Matthew Barzal drops it back to Pelech at the point. He can't shoot it, gives it back to Barzal. Barzal twists and turns, top of the circle, near side with a shot in traffic, blocked again. This time it was Jake McCabe who gets up limping a little bit as Marner is able to play it down into the Islander zone.
Jake McCabe, Joe, that turned the puck over off the faceoff.
Islanders and a penalty coming to Toronto. Tavares taking down Pelech as the Islanders bring it in on the right side. Extra man on the ice now. Down low, a shot hits the side of the goal. It'll be touched by Nylander, and John Tavares is going to get a holding call here. And the Islanders, who Jimmy already alluded to, 11 of 96. 32nd best power play in the league. And it's only 32nd because there aren't 33 teams.
And, of course, if you're a Leaf fan, that does nothing but scare the hell out of you. And that's why it was obviously, though, a benefit when the Islanders came in here a few games ago and won 6-3. There were no power plays. Boy, this was an easy dive by Pelech. I mean, the stick is sort of across the thighs, and Pelech decides he's going to get the Speedos pulled up and out to the edge of the board, and down he went.
Penalty kill brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. Leafs on the penalty kill. Near boards for Palmieri. Palmieri trying to drop it into the slot, had it knocked away. Camp unable to clear, but he gets it to his defenseman, and Timmins sends it the rest of the way down the ice for him. Leafs exchange one penalty killing forward. Marner steals the puck, and he almost got around the last defender as Palmieri took it away from him, or he was 10 feet from the net. Siplikov to the right wing side, closing pad save, and the rebound was knocked away. Good save there by Wall. Leafs get it ahead, and it is David Camp skating it out at center and now playing it off the boards and down the ice. And wholesale changes for the Leaf penalty killers comes as a result. Second unit coming over the boards for the Islanders.
Islanders are on a stretch of 8 games, 0 for 16. After 3 for 35 in their last 16
games. Barzal to Horvat, curling in on goal, smothered there by Wall. The puck is still free. Anders Lee poking away at it, but the whistle had gone, And Wall comes up with the save.
Never look down at your notes when you think nothing's happened.
That's broadcast 101. Is that it?
I don't know. I never went.
You were enrolled. You just didn't attend.
I wasn't accepted. I shouldn't even be here. Horvat snuck in. Joseph Wall did a good job slamming the pads together. Horvat trying to tuck it through on the back end.
Islanders win the face-off. Dobson getting it off on the left wing side. Here's Barzal trying to center. No, goes back of the net. Gets it back to the point. Dobson with it to the right wing side. Looking back on the bank. Duclair gets it back to him. Now into the slot to Barzal on the near half boards. And a pass in. And Lee couldn't redirect it in front of the net. Anders Lee back of the goal with it now. Gets it back into the corner. Duclair gets it back to the point. Here's Dobson with a shot blocked in front. Still free. Down is Wall. And Joseph Wall gets the oven mitts on it. And he will hold on for a face-off in the Toronto zone with 27 seconds remaining in the power play for the New York Islanders.
All right. A lot of this period has been played down at the Leaf end of the ice. Even though the shots are, 9-7? In favor of the New York Islanders. The Leafs just really, you're thinking maybe 2 shifts thanks to John Tavares. The Leafs have had offensive zone time in this period.
Draw one by Toronto. Timmins with a chance to clear, and he makes no mistake sending it the length of the rink. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Dobson curling out, moving right to left on your radio dial as it's played up ahead and to the line, broken up by the Leafs. Racing after it now is the Leafs. Lorenz, he couldn't find anybody, now has it in the corner, couldn't drag it out in front of the net. Barzal took it away from him, and then Lorenz took it right back, and it comes out, coming out of the penalty box. Tavares, he almost wiped out Connor Timmins with the puck right there, and it goes all the way back into the Leaf end. But the Leafs kill off the penalty. Now Domi in across the line, couldn't find Nylander. Nylander unable to pry it away, and Siplikov comes through neutral ice for the Islanders. And on the right side, trying to roll it back. It's cleared to the line, but not out. Kept alive by Pulock, who gets in along the boards and back of the net. Played back to the blue line. Nelson trying to keep it alive and does. Ryan Pulock sends it around back of the net. Islanders sweeping it in front. Oh, what a chance that was. And it's still in front of the goal as the Leafs now take it to safety. Nylander trying to play it out, but it was knocked down almost with a high stick. Pulock's going to rattle it around the boards, and Riley will find it on the far side. Riley to Myers. Myers ahead for Nylander. Nylander at the red line. Didn't get much on the flip in, but the Islanders are going to get an easy opportunity to clear it, and they'll deflect it down into the Toronto zone. Timmins has to hustle back, but he gets overwhelmed there by Cizikas, who plays it around to the near boards. Islanders get it into the corner. Cizikas pushing it up on the wall, kept alive by Isaiah George as it goes around to the far point. Long shot deflects wide of the Leaf goal. Now back of the net, Leafs with possession, but nowhere to go with it, and they're hemmed in their own end again. Puck at the side of the goal, still free. Knocked by Horvat into the corner. Bo Horvat for the Islanders now to Cizikas, pinned to the boards by Myers. They battle for it along the wall. Domi couldn't get to it initially, and then it is stolen back by Bobby McMahon, and he's going to get it out, and that's a big play. The Leafs will get a few exchanged here as the Islanders try to take advantage of it, though. In on the left wing for Pajot. Pass to the left wing side, blocked by a sprawling play there by Jake McCabe. Big block there by the Leaf defenseman. Horvat dropping it back again, and a centering pass. They score! Pajot! It was a matter of time. The Islanders are finally rewarded for some solid zone time. No chance for Joseph Wall on this pass, and we're tied at a goal.
Pajot, with the Islanders controlling the play, simply backed out of the mass of players in front of Joseph Wall. Great pass, great execution, but the Leafs had 5 players watching the puck. And Anders Lee makes, I believe it was Lee, was it not, that made the pass from the right wing circle to Pajot on the other side.
But Pajot was smart. Pardon me. No, it was the defenseman Dobson that had jumped down.
I thought it was Lee as well.
Dobson's 20th point of the season. Each team has had a goal called back in this game, but the Islanders have been the better team.
9th goal by Pajot. Leafs breaking in and scores! Lorenz! Remember the part about not looking at your notes?
You got it, though.
I did. I'm glad you poked me.
Steven Lorenz.
Right off the face-off.
What a huge goal this is. Leafs out of their own zone, and Lorenz one-hands it around the New York Islander defenseman. Then walks in and rifles this over the left shoulder and under the crossbar. As the Leafs very quickly, it was Scott Mayfield was the Islander defenseman. Steven Lorenz just one-hands it past the defenseman, picks it up, and then lets it go from above the hash marks over the shoulder of Sorokin.
16 seconds apart are the two goals. So the Leafs' 1-goal lead is restored. Reeves gets the puck out. The Islanders bring it back in offside. And there'll be a face-off in neutral ice with 7:20 to play in the period. I'm busy writing down Dobson, and then all of a sudden, whammo. Things are going in the other. What a great move he makes, though, around Scott Mayfield. So the Leafs are back in front, 2-1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Wendell Clark in the building, handing out a jersey to a member of the armed forces as we salute our armed forces on a regular basis here at Scotiabank Arena. And the Maple Leafs back in front, 2-1. Lorenz from Reeves is the scoring play that came 16 seconds after Pajot had scored his 9th of the season to tie the game.
4th of the season, scored by number 18.
In the game against Washington, it was the opposite. Whenever the Leafs had scored, Washington would answer back.
Connor Dewar is also getting an assist on the goal. Now here are the Islanders getting it to the line. For Lorenz, that's his 4th goal of the season. He leads the 4th-line players in goal scoring. Reeves, that's his 2nd point of the season.
But for Lorenz, it's his 1st goal in 24 games.
Back to the point. Islanders keeping it in. Left wing side. A shot blockered away nicely by Wall. Off the stick there of Romanov. Islanders back at the Leaf goal again with Duclair coming out of centering pass. Oh, what a great save that was by Wall. Set up in front of the net. The Leafs counter. They're in across the line with Robertson to the left wing side. Back it goes, and a shot whistled wide by Bobby McMahon. Another shot pad save made by Sorokin. Myers with a shot. That deflected just wide. Nylander in the far corner. Nylander trying to outmuscle a couple of players to get it back along the boards for Nyes. Nyes again with it. And the Islanders finally are able to come away with it. Romanov gives the puck away, though. Here's Myers back into the corner. Leafs trying to cycle the puck a bit. Camp back to the point to McCabe. McCabe with a shot and a glove save to stop play made by Ilya Sorokin. 5:53 to play in the second period. Leafs 2, the Islanders 1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Face-off coming in the Islanders zone. Joe Bowen along with Jim Ralph, Jim Taddy, and Anthony Stewart will be along during our intermission. Owen Hall is producing. And Chris Horvat is pretending he's running the operation. And Josh Lippa is here doing absolutely nothing.
Jim Taddy doing double duties.
Yes, he's double dipping today, isn't he?
They'll be doing the World Juniors tonight. This game feels like Canada, Latvia, Canada, Germany. Doesn't it? Where you're going.
A face-off one, and a quick shot by Nylander was blockered away by Sorokin.
They're doing okay, but shouldn't it be better?
Yes. Down the boards, Camp keeps it alive. Nyes gets his man to miss him. Tried to play it back to the point. There's Chris Tanev back into the game, and his wrist shot just missed. It's a little tardy, don't you think? He missed almost 4 or 5 minutes of game time. I'll have a word.
Got to toughen up.
Slapped in by McCabe. Puck along the board, centering pass. Nylander just had it out of his reach. Now one of the Islanders' sticks is broken. Leafs trying to take advantage of that. They flip it into the slot area on the wing for Nylander. He doesn't shoot it. Willie now trying to drop it off, and Tavares cycling the puck. Tavares to Nylander. Nylander cross ice for Riley. Riley back to Nylander. Nylander drops for Riley. Riley looks in front, but his shot hit the side of the goal. Centering pass by Nyes was blocked. He has it back of the goal now. Left wing side, the Leafs now trying to really tire things out as the shot is kicked away there by Sorokin. Played off the boards and out and down the ice. Icing will be the call. That group's going to have to stay on for the Islanders. Now, the face-off will come in the New York zone.
Can you ever imagine altering the rule that if you ice the puck when one of your guys has a broken stick, he's got to get a new stick? Can't get a new stick.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Well, right now we like it. Can you imagine? Or if the goalie lost his glove or something, sorry, bud.
Sorry, bud. You're going to have to play without the mask until we can get a stoppage of play correctly.
So we're going to place it at center ice.
Yes.
Until then.
Draw one by the Leafs. They poke it into the corner for Pacioretty. Played around back of the net, cut off by Pajot. Tavares got it freed up for Marner, who gets it back to the blue line. McCabe gives it back to him. Marner top of the circles with a shot in traffic that went wide. Pacioretty with it, back to the blue line to McCabe. Quickly to Timmins. Timmins on the wing for Marner. Marner steers it in for Tavares. Tavares with a shot. That hit a leg, and the Islanders break out now with Siplikov. He had it taken away, and the Leafs have it again. Just playing it through center ice and down to the Islander blue line. New York back organizing with 3:56 to go in the second period. The Leafs leading 2-1. Siplikov sends it in wide of the Toronto goal. Into the corner goes Benoit to get it back to the net from McMahon. He gets it on the wing, but Timmins' pass was intercepted. It's brought back in by New York. Broken up then by Robertson. Robertson to Domi, and Domi is out at center. Domi giving it back to Robertson with one man back. A little move, and then he kind of got stumbling there a little bit. The backhand went well wide of the goal. Islanders get it back inside the Leafs zone, and then a penalty coming as Benoit was hooked to the ice. Shot down into the Islander zone. The Leafs are going to go to the power play here on a tripping call.
I think that might have actually kicked the back of his skate.
And that's the call is a trip. So the Leafs go to their second power play opportunity, brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy winter to the fullest with the symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today.
Simon Benoit was in full spin cycle, wasn't he? Palmieri clicks him, sort of just kicks the back of his right skate to knock Benoit down, and not a smart penalty to take. It's a long way from your own net. But a huge opportunity here for the Leafs.
Whose power play's got to look better this time against the Islanders for sure. As we mentioned, New York, worst penalty kill in the league. They've given up 29 goals in 79 opportunities coming into the game. Nylander gives the puck away. Pajot bringing it back in on the right side, winds and shoots, and it's high and wide, and the puck comes back down into the near boards, and now Marner starting out with it. Marner carries the puck to the line and in. Dishes off to Tavares. Tavares against the boards, double teamed over there by the Islanders, but the Leafs get it freed up. It's going to slide into the neutral zone, and Riley has to get on his horse to get back, and now it's offside on a close play at the blue line on a short-handed rush by the Islanders. Brock Nelson was just a half stride early getting in.
And 42 seconds in, Craig Bruba's seen enough of the power play, and the second unit is going to come out. Kind of the amazing thing, I know we brought this up the last time the Islanders were in, so now, including the penalty they've already taken today, they've been shorthanded 80 times. The Leafs have been shorthanded 119 times. I don't know how. I mean, that's more than one a game.
Oh,
more.
Yep.
And not saying that it's not warranted. It's just kind of a
odd.
Yeah. An odd stat.
So the Leafs with the puck in their own zone, and 1:04 to go in the power play. McCabe got it off the stick down into the Islander zone, swung around the boards, trapped at the blue line by Domi on a good play to keep it in. McMahon along the boards, it comes back to the blue line, and now Domi will work down the right wing boards. Half course down behind the net for Pacioretty. Pacioretty carries to the far corner. No one in front of the net. Fouls into the near corner to Domi. Domi getting it back to the blue line. Bobby McMahon is in front of the goal. Domi down low. Pacioretty trying to center. Got it to the side of the goal, but no further. Sorokin has the glove on it and will hold on for a face-off coming in the Islander zone.
And now we get a third unit coming up. It's Tavares, Nyes. Oh, I thought for a moment I thought it was David Camp was going to come out as well, but
no, Marner's
there. Yeah, it's back to the
first
number
one unit. Yep.
32 seconds to go here in this power play. 1:45 to go in the second period.
Tavares will take the face-off. And wins it. Marner pushes it back to the blue line to Riley. Return to Marner. Back to Riley, middle of the ice at the blue line. Back to Marner, who circles in. Now the shot coming wide. The rebound on the side of the goal. Tavares couldn't tip it. Played back by Nylander, but Tavares wasn't expecting it. Pajot now along the boards. Nylander gets it back to the point. Near side it comes to Marner. Marner works down the boards, getting it back to Riley, just kept in. Morgan Riley looks across ice, but no one there. He walks the line with it. Now to the right wing side, in front for Tavares, and he fanned on it completely. The penalty is over. Leafs need to get a defenseman on, and Marner, realizing it, goes to the bench. Nyes back of the goal for Nylander. Nylander coming out of the corner, back towards the blue line, back into the slot area. Tavares centering pass, and Tavares didn't get the shot away. He's arguing that he was held, I believe, by Pajot. Now Nyes in on the left wing with a drive, and that went high over top of the goal. Kept in by Reeves. Leafs fourth line coming over the boards. Into the corner now. Centering pass for Reeves. Didn't work. And out come the Islanders. Nope, they're going to circle back, actually. And Pajot hoping to get a change of players going with 30 seconds left in the period. Shot into the Toronto zone. Chris Tanev is there again to get it ahead. Dewar skates it up on the wing. Lorenz gets it the rest of the way into the zone. Reeves drives his man into the corner boards. The puck along the wall, and Reeves is there with a dozen seconds left in the period. Timmins trying to keep it in. Lorenz trying to get a shot away. Blocked in front. Grabbed by Brock Nelson and carried to center with 3 seconds left in the period, and that'll do it. So we had some goal scoring, and then we had goals taken away. One by each team by video review. One for offside, one for goalie interference. And Pajot scores from Dobson at 11:59 to tie the game. 16 seconds later, Lorenz from Reeves and Dewar. And the fourth line gives the Leafs the lead back at the end of 2.
That's what you were saying a little earlier. You're not a betting man?
Nope.
I don't know if many people would have said, hey, this is the night that David Kampf and Steven Lorenz are both going to score goals. As we mentioned, Kampf now 2 in his last 3 games, scored his first of the year in Detroit not long ago, and for Steven Lorenz, that is his first in 23 games for the Leafs.
Leafs with 14 shots in the period, the Islanders with a dozen, and it is a 2-1 Toronto lead after 40 minutes of play. Jim Taddy, Anthony Stewart coming your way. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Leafs 2 and the Islanders 1 as we head to the third period. The second period was brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it. The goal scorers, David Camp and Steven Lorenz. Now, what are you laughing about?
Well, we were saying if you're a betting man.
Yeah, you might not have taken that parlay. No, probably not.
Probably should have. But, you talk about the need for secondary scoring tonight.
If the lesser lights don't score, you don't get secondary scoring. So we should be happy that secondary scoring
that's
is
what
there.
I'm saying. It's not mocking it. I'm saying this is something that the Leafs have said they've needed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's why, when Robertson, McMahon, and Max Domi found that magic, we talked about how important it was to have the third line. And this, of course, especially with Austin Matthews out of the lineup. But the Leafs are perfect
18-0 when leading after 2 periods of play. New York Islanders just once in the 12 times they have trailed into the third period of 1. They're 1-10-1 when trailing after 2.
Leafs to the right, Islanders to the left. Puck is dropped. We're underway. Dobson at his own blue line for New York. Gets to the red line and shoots it in. Cizikas on the left wing boards. Kicked it back to the net. Riley pushed it along the wall, but Nyes couldn't help him out. They'll try the other side, and it's going to ring around the boards and on the fresh ice. It is an icing call that'll be brought back into the Toronto end. Afternoon matinee, last one of the season, and we've had a couple here at Scotiabank Arena, next-gen games, and then this one with the kids all out of school and enjoying it. So the parents will all get home in time for New Year's Eve tonight, and we hope that you're going to enjoy yours. And the Bowen family will be resting up for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame against Georgia tomorrow. There's a penalty coming here, and I think both are going to go.
Yeah, and this is the right call. Although I don't know if they were
maybe
calling.
Not. No, holding the stick and hooking. Okay, both are going.
I think you could have called embellishment or dive on Matthew Nyes. But like I said, the big question is, do they call Duclair what Nyes did, to me it's more of a dive than it is holding the stick. I mean, Duclair's stick is right across the crest on Matthew Nyes' jersey. But it's the way Nyes went down. I think that was probably what caught the referee's attention. That doesn't usually force your legs to straighten out and put you on your back, does it?
Well, I don't know. I never played forward, so I don't know how that... You never played forward.
No, but I've walked before and skated.
Oh. Well, I suppose that's accurate. Here the Islanders in, trying to sweep in on goal, and it rolled off a stick. Crashing into the net is Chris Tanev, and it is Wall who's going to cover up on it. Chris Tanev has had an interesting afternoon.
And the thing is, I mean, we're just marveling at him blocking shots, and he never, goes to the room, comes back out, and plays like nothing happened. And this has been his career.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's we're 3 months into his first season with the Leafs, and we're amazed by it.
Here are the Islanders. Pageau going top shelf, and it went high over top of the net. Islanders trying to poke it in front, knocked away there by Tavares. They're playing 4-on-4 here as the bank pass finds Marner. Marner works in his own zone, got it ahead. Timmins carries in across the line with Tavares. Tavares almost stole it near the goal crease area, but it is brought back quickly the other way by Barzal. Barzal in on the right side. Got it into the slot, and a shot is right on and covered up by Joseph Wall to stop play. As the Islanders now with 22 shots on goal, the Leafs with 20. But a 2-1 Toronto lead here in the third.
If my numbers are correct, Joe, and again, talking about Chris Tanev, he was the last Leaf defenseman to score, unless I've missed somebody here, and that was November the 30th in Tampa Bay.
Wow. John Tavares is a 7-game point streak on the line here, too. 6 goals and 6 assists in that time period. And a close call on the offside at the blue line. Going to bring a face-off outside the Toronto line.
Mitch Marner's 8-game point streak on the line as well. Willie Nylander had his point streak end after failing to get a point against the Washington Capitals. He had 6 goals and 13 points in that stretch.
Draw one by Toronto. Nylander gets back to the loose puck, hands it off to Tanev, who gets it ahead, and now Nylander takes a return pass on the left wing. Had it knocked off his stick, and then it's brought in offside. And this third period has started at a snail's pace, and this may be an evening game if it continues at this pace for the third period.
Now, did you take the train in today?
I certainly did. Yes, indeedy.
I was going to until I looked at the Maps app on my phone, and I saw the most beautiful blue line.
Wow.
No shades of yellow or red.
Nothing.
And I thought, I got to take advantage of this.
There you go. Played down into the Islander zone. Domi comes out of the far corner with it. Sidesteps one of his own teammates and got it back. And Tanev, for some reason, brought it out of the zone and takes it back into his own territory. Not sure what prompted that. But now a lead pass gets Domi. He'll drop it off for Nylander. Nylander in over the line. Got a shot away that was blocked. Islanders turn it back up ice. Brought on by Bo Horvat. Horvat in with a long shot. Gloved by Wall. And he'll stop play and bring a face-off in the Toronto zone to his left with 17:44 to go in what has been a snail's pace third period. And face-off in the Leaf zone. 2-1 Toronto. And the next action is against these same Islanders down on Long Island on Thursday at 7 p.m.
So bizarre the scheduling, isn't it? Even the Islanders, their last 5 games will be 3 against the Leafs, 2 against Pittsburgh. Or last 6 games.
Yeah.
Leafs have played Detroit twice after not playing them all the year.
In the other court, the Leafs are playing 16 sets of back-to-back games. Islanders will play 9. Into the corner it goes for Morgan Rielly. Rielly coming out with it. Got it down low. Centering pass is blocked. And the rebound still free. Marner trying to get it in front. And the Islanders will come away with it. And Cizikas comes to center with a long shoot-in that is blockered into the corner and up into the screen by goaltender Joseph Wall. 16 sets of back-to-back, including of the last 5 games. There are 2 sets of back-to-backs in there. In the last 5 games of schedule. So talk about when you're trying to maybe jockey in there and then,
or rest guys or anything.
No, it's just.
Well, even when you look at the quirk in the schedule, starting February 1st, the Leafs will play 11 of 13 on the road. In fact, they've only got 1 home game in February. You've got the Four Nations Cup break, but only 1 home game in the month of February.
Wow. Leafs get it out at center. Nyes gets it in over the line on the left wing side. Couldn't get it in front of the net to a man breaking, and Adam Pelech now trying to get it up the boards and just getting it out at center. Pajot will shoot it in for the Islanders, and around the wall it'll come to the near side. Lee up against the boards. Barzal there as well. Back to the point it comes. Into the slot for Pajot. Drop back to the point. Trying to work in with it now. And a shot is swallowed up by Wall off the stick of Isaiah George. And a face-off will come again in the Toronto zone. 16:36 to play in the third period.
Did the stick end up going up into the crowd?
Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah. It did. Yeah, went flying right over the. I didn't see that. Flying right over the glass and ended up in the stands. What's the most famous stick into the stands thing you can recall? Playoff game.
When the stick was thrown back?
Playoff game with Mike Gardner, right?
Right.
Mike Gardner's stick went into the crowd.
And the fan threw it back.
The fan leaned over and gave it back to him, and he roared up the ice and got it. And it was illegal. That should have been a penalty. Never was called. And then Bobby Stellick went and got a stick, took it to the fan, and made a presentation in the period. Played up at center ice and chipped into the Leaf zone by the Islanders. Out of the net is Wall. Going to play it high on the glass. Comes off a body and then played by Domi, and the Leafs get it off Robertson, sticking into Islander territory. Goaltender plays it to the line and out. McMahon backhands it right back in again. George goes back to recover the puck for the Islanders. Played it to the line and out. Domi is there again. Stops before he brought it back into his own end. Islanders have to wait for teammates to get on side. It's played back out into the center ice area. George tries it again. This time deflected in over the line. Comes in front of the net, trying to get a shot away. It was Siplikov, and it was stopped there by Joseph Woll. Leafs get it back into Islander territory. Quick up now for Siplikov again. Siplikov against the boards on the near side. Had it taken away by Jake McCabe. He gives it off to Nylander. Nylander circles back with some skating room. Goes D to D with it now, and Jake McCabe will try to return the favor as it comes in off David Kamp's stick. Kamp scored the opening goal of the hockey game. Second goal in 3 games. Back at the point, Taneva's shot doesn't make it through. McCabe can't swat it back in as it comes to center, and Kamp will get it back. Tanev gets it ahead off a stick down into Islander territory. Noah Dobson behind the Islander goal. Moving left to right as they bring it out. Barzal works to center. Played it in on the right wing. Lee down the right wing boards. Played it back to the point. No one there. And it's going to come all the way back into neutral ice. Pajot off Lee's stick. Leafs get the turnover, though. They'll get back to center, firing it back in, slowed up by Sorokin, back of the goal. Played hard into the corner. It'll find Lee up on the left wing boards, and they'll bring it out at center. Onto the left wing side again, looking for Barzal. That didn't connect. Marner against the boards, looking for a loose puck to come about, and it does come out, but Pajot gets it back to the point and a shot, and that's just off the mark wide. Rebound back to the blue line. Kept alive by the Islanders into the corner. Another shot, gloved and smothered by Wall, who fires his stick into the corner and makes sure both mitts are on top of that elusive rondelle.
Kind of a harmless-looking shot from the left wing boards, but Anders Lee right in front of Wall, providing the screen, and looked like he might have been able to redirect that one.
It is 2-1 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 in the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Face off in the Toronto zone to the right. With the Leafs leading 2-1 here in the third period. 13:49 to go. And the draw won by the Islanders. Mayfield plays it around back of the net. Pushed along the boards a little further. Nyes couldn't help out. Islanders get it back to the point, walking the line, and a shot taken by George was blocked. Rebound controlled by Toronto. David Kamp got it ahead to Nylander, but he's in trouble on the far boards, being double teamed. The puck's still free in their skates. Sort of. Well, now it's pinned up against the boards. And now it comes free, but Kamp couldn't get it up on the far boards as it comes to the side of the net. Wall had to be careful with that. And the Leafs now elevate it and get it all the way down to the Islander blue line. Mayfield playing it right back into the Toronto zone. Joseph Wall plays into the corner to Riley. Up ahead for Kamp. Kamp rink wide for Myers. He gets to center and shoots it in. Leafs are changing. Islanders back in their own zone. Played it ahead on the left wing for Siplikov, who gets it out at center. Pass in on the right side now for Duclair. Anthony Duclair knocked down on the play. Puck is pushed out at center. Just failing to reach it, though, was Bobby McMahon, or he might have pushed his way into a partial break. Domi will play it back out at center. Islanders with it again, and Duclair's right back in. Broken up at the blue line. Leafs trying to counter, and now here's Robertson in on the wing with a shot, and he wristed it wide of the short side. Domi takes it back out into the center ice area. Jake McCabe took a look at the net, then wired it in off the glass. Islanders will go back into their own zone and play it out at center, where Tanev breaks up the rush. And McCabe has the puck again, back to his defense partner. Tanev quickly ahead, brought to the line and in by Reeves. Bumped to the boards then by Pajot. The puck around the boards for Anders Lee. Lee with a long lead pass for Pajot. McCabe trying to get back, and he does a great job of taking the man down without a penalty and making sure the puck was cleared. Reeves couldn't get away. Pajot back in for Anders Lee. Lee with a backhand short side, stopped, and then McCabe drills Lee into the end boards. Wall holding on to the disc, but Anders Lee taking a direct route to the net, and Jake McCabe said, well, we might as well continue this 5 extra feet, maybe 10 extra feet, into the boards.
You know what? This is where the Leafs have given up too many of these opportunities, so just bank it off the right wing boards, and the forwards blow by. We've seen the Capitals, the Islanders in their last visit in, score goals that way. Kind of call it the half pinch, right? Where the defenseman isn't committing to staying inside the blue line, but he's not backing off either, and bank it off the boards past him, and you got somebody going full speed the other way.
Errant pass by Riley, goes into a battle for the puck in the corner. The Islanders get it back to the point. That was blasted at the net and stopped by the blocker of Wall. Kept alive on the far boards by Siplikov. Riley in the corner now battles for it along with Anders Lee. Leafs get it freed up. Pacioretty almost had his pocket picked, but now gets it up along the boards, and it'll be played out at center ice by Tavares. Played right back in. This is a delayed offside. And whistled down quickly with 11 minutes to play in the third period. And the Leafs have been sitting back in their own end and are outshot now 28-21 because they've not had a shot on goal in the first 9 minutes of this third period.
Now they're saying, according to the new updates, 7-1.
They updated, so my stat was wrong.
Well, they might update it again where it's right.
So they've given the Leafs a shot on goal?
That's according to the NHL website. Yeah, 7-1 shots.
Nuts. All right, fine. Here's Fashing for the Islanders, trying to center, hit the side of the goal. Benoit one hands it ahead, but Nylander doesn't get it out for him. And now on the far side, David Camp does, trying to play it ahead, and Nyes will play it down deep into the Islander zone. Trying to get around the interference being done there by the Islander defense, but it's played out at center, and Tanev has to go back. Tanev to McCabe, back to Tanev. Our boards up the middle for Nyes. Nyes to the line, left wing side. Nylander slid it towards the net, steered wide easily by Sorokin. Played to the side of the goal for Domi. Domi now centering for puck back to the point. To Domi again it comes, and then he fanned on it completely. Works to the boards to try to restore it. Back to the point to McCabe. Far point in front of the net. Nylander hit the goal post. Centering pass again. Nice. Stopped by Sorokin, and he's got it underneath his pad. Leafs come close to extending the lead.
Boy, Willie Nylander flying by top of the crease. Reverses it, goes back the other way on Sorokin, but right off the post. But I think the opportunity after that, Joe, was even better.
I don't disagree, but it's still 2-1 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Face-off coming in the Islander zone to the left. I was just saying we had a chat with Matt Martin the last time the Islanders were in, and he's been a healthy scratch a lot of the time. Boy, that line, Cizikas, him, and who was the other... I'm trying to remember who that was. They had it was Bang and Bash.
Clutterbuck. Count Clutterbuck,
yes. That was Bang and Bash. And that fourth line probably stayed together longer than almost any other fourth line you could think of, right?
Probably than a lot of first lines.
Yes. Islanders win the face-off. The puck goes off a stick, kept in by Toronto's Robertson. Now into the corner for McMahon. Left wing side, couldn't get it back to the point cleanly. Islanders almost turn it over, in fact do. Now here's Robertson down into the corner, trying to get it free, got it back to the point, but it was out of the reach of Morgan Riley, who'll have to come to center and just shoot it right back in again. A delayed offside. McMahon pressured in there. Islanders bring it back into their zone, but now Pajot will play it off a stick and down into the Toronto end. Myers back of the net quickly for Riley. Riley up ahead, a little touch pass by Robertson, springs McMahon, and he'll backhand into Islander territory to get a change of players as we are 9 minutes left in the third period. 2-1 Toronto. Brought in by Lee. Dropped it off for Barzal. Barzal works it towards the point, or towards the net. Cleared by the Leafs and blocked there again by Tanev and sent back out at center ice. He had 4 blocks in the first 2 periods. He's had at least 2 more here in this one. Pacioretty extricates himself from checking and launches it high into Islander territory, and the Leafs are changing. And this has been Kitty bar the door hockey for the Maple Leafs, and it's been fairly effective up till now. Brought on by Siplikov, worked into the near corner, looks to make a pass, double teamed and knocked down there by Connor Dewar. And along the boards is Brock Nelson. He has difficulties with it. Play back of the net. It comes in front. Dewar frees it up. And Timmins is going to launch it high to center ice. And Reeves is able to get it in over the line. Lorenz trips and falls. The Islanders poke it out. And quickly the other way is Kyle Palmieri. Palmieri working in on the left wing. Good play by Myers. He just rode him nicely into the inboards without any incident. Leafs have the puck in the near corner. Riley is knocked down by Cizikas. It's pinned up against the wall underneath the fallen two players. Finally dug free, and the Leafs get it high, elevated down the ice, rolling, but no icing.
Linesman's sized that up for a long time.
Did he ever? He had his nose on it, I think, at the end, trying to make sure it didn't go over the line before it was waved off. Now the Leafs get it down into the Islander zone. Nyes plays into the corner. Nylander trying to work around back of the net. Stops it up. Tried to get it back to the point. McCabe pinch. Kept in by Nyes. Nyes down low to Nylander. Nylander cross ice to Tanev. Winding and shooting. Looking for a redirect. And it went wide of the goal. And the rebound explodes all the way to center ice. Nylander gets the pass and deflects it in. Quickly shot back out again by New York. Quickly played ahead again for Nyes. Nyes in on the wing. Left wing side, Nylander. Nylander is still with it as he works back towards the blue line. Lost the puck. Islanders regroup it, and they'll get it out at center ice, and the Leafs are in need of a change. Nyes and Nylander have been on for a while. Islanders in with a shot. Off the crossbar. The puck comes back out in front of the net in the backhand. Stopped by Wall, and he covers up.
Well, the Islanders off the rush. It's Barzal. First shot was blocked. He got it right back on his stick. And I think the second one's blocked as well, Joe. And then kind of flutters up and over the shoulder of Wall.
Go off Pajot maybe as well before it hit the crossbar.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you're right. Yeah, it was the second attempt. It was actually going wide. And it hits Pajot. I don't think this would have been a high stick either. 6:25 to go, and the Leafs dodge a big bullet.
Draw one by New York. Fed into the side of the goal. Up on the boards for Tanev. Poked ahead to the line. Leafs minor going to get it out. Now Tavares in over the line. Tavares works and then got a weak shot away, and it went well wide. Pacioretty sends it back to the centerman. Tavares working out of the near corner, trying to get away from one man. Still has it. Left it on his stick for Pacioretty. Pacioretty trying to keep it in. Bouncing puck knocked out at center ice as Tavares trying to get his stick away from Dobson, who had a pretty good grab on it.
The referee had a pretty good look at it. He was standing over top of both of them.
Graham Skilliter had a ringside view of the holding the stick penalty that went for naught. Adam Pelech in his own zone. The Islanders turn the puck over. Robertson fires it right back in again, back of the net. Back of the goal. McMahon can't help out. Siplikov starts back for New York. Siplikov through center. Good back checking by Domi. Denies that. Leafs send it right back into the zone. Islanders poke it back out for Siplikov on the right wing. He'll send it back to the defense, and Pelech trying to steal. Brought back the other way. A tripping call coming here against New York with a shot. It would have been a breakaway. Bobby McMahon was tripped up, but he really didn't have control of the puck yet. So it was not a clear-cut breakaway either. Mayfield was in the vicinity, but here's an opportunity for the Maple Leafs power play to really put a stranglehold on this game with 5:03 to play. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Power play brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy winter to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today as the Islanders get it down into the Leaf zone, and a quick shot there by Pajot. Pretty good pad save had to be made by Wall. Leafs on the power play. Nylander in on the right side. Takes the puck from Marner and swings it around the boards now to Nyes. Nyes down into the corner. Banks it back to Morgan Rielly. Rielly, right wing side for Marner. Back to Rielly. Now to Nylander. Nylander doesn't shoot it. Back to Rielly. He'll walk the line. Back to Marner. Closing now with a pass down low for Nyes. That didn't work. Centering pass to Rielly. Near side for Nylander, and it was off his stick. Just deflected. Rielly should have shot it. Nylander again with it. Back to Rielly. Over to Marner. Marner down low, dropping it back. Rielly closes. Now lets the shot go. That's deflected wide. Played by Marner back along the boards to Morgan Rielly. And he evacuated the area thinking that Tavares was going to keep it in. Leafs get it back in over the line though. Nylander back to the net for Morgan Rielly. Centering pass doesn't work. Cleared out it. Now they better start racing for it because an Islanders racing away after it. Brock Nelson's in. Stopped by Wall. Holy Mackinac. Is there going to be a Marner just stopped. Didn't go back. Is there a penalty? No. But Wall saves the day for the Maple Leafs. Mitch Marner.
I'm not sure whether he thought somebody was on the other side. But Marner was at the left point. Puck slides out of the zone.
And he just stood there.
And I'm not sure whether he thought it was going to go far enough for Wall to play or if he thought Rielly was closer to it. But Rielly was the one that got on his horse and was chasing Brock Nelson all the way back down the middle of the ice. And Joseph Wall comes up, if not with his most difficult stop of the night, definitely the most timely.
Face-off won by the Islanders. Played around back of the net. Nelson traps it against the boards, wants to try and pin it there as long as he can. And finally the puck squirts free, and Domi has room to start skating it out with the power play with 30 seconds left in it. A pass off a stick, got to the line, broken up again by Toronto, and then the Leafs come away with the puck in their own zone. Up on the left wing, brought on by Robertson. Robertson in over the line, drops it off for Bobby McMahon. McMahon dropping it to the point. McCabe gives it back to Timmins. Timmins with a shot deflected in wide of the Islander goal. Domi back to the point once more. Fake pass goes back to Domi. Domi on the far half boards. The penalty's over. Pass to McMahon at the side of the net. Didn't connect. Back to the point. Timmins shot block in front of the net. And with 2:55 to go in the third, the Leafs don't get any breathing room. In fact, they give up what could have been the game-tying rush. Save for a save by Joseph Wall. Tavares to the red line. Just did get it in over the line, then got a loose puck. Plays to the side of the net, and a centering pass went off a stick and comes to center ice. Benoit for Marner. Doesn't get it in deep. Marner plays it back into his own zone. Benoit back to the goal, returns the favor. Marner with a long up, played in off Pacioretty down into Islander territory. 2:17 to go. We'll keep an eye on goaltender Sorokin, and there he goes. Extra attacker coming on for New York. Now they're trying to make sure they got enough people on the ice and not too many. In fact, they don't have enough on the ice yet. Here's Robertson looking at an empty net but can't deliver a shot. Robertson against the boards. It comes out into neutral ice. Knocked down on the play was Morgan Rielly. Rielly gets it back again. The Leafs can't get it in deep. And the Islanders finally have control with 1:45 to go. That was comical. Guys trying to count heads out there to make sure there wasn't too many. And an icing call here against New York will force Sorokin back into the net. They ended up with two guys on the ice at one point.
Well, Patrick Roy is known to be an early pull of the goaltender when trailing late in the third period. You know, when he played goal in the league, made the playoffs 17 of 18. Now, he was also a three-time Conn Smythe Trophy winner.
Yep.
As a junior coach, the team hadn't missed the playoffs in 13 years. As an NHL coach, his teams have only made the playoffs twice in 4 seasons.
Islanders win the draw, and stationed back of the net is Noah Dobson. Sorokin looking at the bench, getting the wave now, and Williams starting out with it. No, the Leafs intercept, and Sorokin's got to go back. And now the Leafs in over the line, and Tavares, thinking he could spot Pacioretty, couldn't get him the puck and an errant pass, and the Islanders have it with 1:12 to go. Here's Barzal up on the left wing, and there goes Sorokin to the bench. Played around back of the net and swept around the boards by the Leafs, trapped at the point by Dobson. Dobson with 6 attackers. Barzal trying to center it, went right through the goal crease. Back to the point it comes. Dobson with it again. Looks to the near side. A one-timer by Horvat. Boomed wide of the net. Tipped out at center ice by the Leafs. Trying to get to it and tripped up is Pacioretty. Penalty call coming here to New York. And Pacioretty is in a fight.
Islanders may be down a couple here.
Wow.
2 players, including Barzal, went after Pacioretty after the penalty was being called.
Now, he stepped on the stick and went down. And it was a trip. Whether he did it on purpose or not, boy, they took exception to that. It's like they two-handed one of them over the head or something. That was bizarre.
Well, you got to get that dirty tripping penalties out of the game.
It's uncalled for, Mr. Ralph. Tripping. And just the one call.
Yeah, they kind of got rid of everything else. I mean, it's an accidental trip.
Sure,
obviously, the Islander, and that's 2 where the Islander player was falling. This time it's Noah Dobson, and as he's falling, Pacioretty's trying to get around him and basically steps on his stick.
So with 42.3 seconds left to go, the Leafs can play a little keep away here, put this one to bed.
And are we going to at least see 2 defensemen?
Surely,
power play here.
God. After watching Marner stand there and not react.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He was as disgusted with himself as any. He came down after Wall made the save, and he just slammed his puck into
there's
the
your
end
answer.
Of the
You got Jake McCabe and Morgan Riley both out.
Might be a chance here to have all 4 defensemen on the ice for this power play.
But I mean, what's going to happen if the Islanders get it, throw the puck down the ice?
They're going to go with 5 attacks.
Yeah, goalie comes back out, and you're 5-on-5 again.
Yep. No, wait a minute. Sorokin is still on the bench. They're going with 5 with no goalie with a face-off. Okay, I've never seen this.
I have.
Barzal.
When I played.
Yeah. But it was earlier in the game.
It's the second period.
Draw one by Toronto. Islanders trying to get it out but can't. Leafs get it into the slot area. Marner dishes off on the right wing side. Tavares scores!
Well, there's some streaks that'll continue. As Marner was able to give it over to Nylander in the right wing circle. Nylander propels it to the left wing circle, where Tavares gets it and snaps it in with 32.9 seconds to go, and the Leafs have a 3-1 lead.
How do you mark that down? Is that an empty net goal or a stupid goal?
Well, it's an empty net power play goal. It is. I mean, and the Leafs have given up.
Yes, shorthanded
goals. Who was it? 2 against, I believe it was Winnipeg.
Yes, yep.
So it shows up as a shorthanded goal.
That was
Tavares
bizarre.
too, with Pajot diving across with the 2-pad stack. Tavares goes far down over the right shoulder.
That's a heck of a shot.
Yes.
So Marner and Nylander will draw assists on the Tavares goal. As you mentioned, streaks continue. But that was a bizarre coaching decision by Patrick Waugh. Leafs will get it out in center.
Well, at least we're not saying it was a brilliant coaching decision.
No.
That might have turned out differently had the Islanders won the faceoff.
And if this stands up, Steven Lorenz, who has scored 4 times, is going to get the game-winning goal. As it comes around back of the net. Final 2 seconds coming into the books. And the game is over.
Well, not a Picasso, but you can still hang it on the wall and tell your friends about it.
See, I would have thought more Rembrandt. It looked more like a Picasso.
You and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between that and a Ziggy cartoon.
Actually, how about a Rembrandt and an Etch-a-Sketch?
Would you believe?
Would you believe? Yeah, you're right. It was a workmanlike effort. It could have been easier, but the Maple Leafs are going to end a streak of losing on home ice.
Yeah, 3 in a row at home.
And they hadn't lost 4 at home in a row in a long while.
Well, and now they go into New York, play the Islanders, where they try to extend a winning streak on the road. They won 3 in a row on the road, so it's amazing how they've struggled on the road early. We're outstanding at home. Then you get a 3-game win streak that is offset by a 3-game losing streak on home ice. 3-game win streak on the road, 3-game losing streak on home ice. So it'll be interesting to see if they get a little help up front on Thursday, or do you wait and say if Matthews does have a chance to play, you'll save him for the Boston Bruins on Saturday.
It also mathematically puts them back in first place in the Atlantic Division.
even with the Florida Panthers, but more regulation wins is the tiebreaker right now. But it's going to be a big game against the Bruins on Saturday when we're back here as well.
Looking forward to that. But you can join us Thursday, 7 o'clock, Leafs and Islanders, a rematch on Long Island, and we hope that you will join us at that time. Anthony Stewart to join Jim Taddy. Post-game show coming your way. You've been listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 on the Maple Leafs Radio Network.